All right, Professor Pete here. We're going to look at some added techniques to our current workflow. Just a few things I want to cover, and it's a bit of a mashup, so let's just get right to it. Let's call this the advanced Adobe Animate techniques. First off, let's talk about how we can make something move. So in this case, we have movement already and a certain number of frames. And let's say, for example, we want the head to actually be lower on the body, but you don't want to just select each one of these keyframes and do it manually. You want to be able to select all of them at one time. So right now, if I were to try to select them all right now, shift select, try to move the head, you'll see that it's not really able to keep those keyframes. So in that case, what we're going to use instead is under the control, timeline, edit multiple frames. From here, we can select the range for the head, shift select, and the range is from here. So if you only wanted to start from frame 15, then that's fine, but I want the whole thing. And then now so I can just select the head and move it down to the bottom here, and it'll affect all of those keyframes. And then I go back to control and turn that off. Now when I play it, so the head moves, stays in that position. The other thing too that I think is quite useful, let's say you want to copy frames, and this is a loop where the head and the arms are moving. So if you want to easily copy and paste frames, you can see that the arms and the head, they both move on a loop. So I can go ahead and select those frames, again, 45 to 50. So 45 to 60, it's pretty straightforward there. That's the difference. I'm going to copy those frames, put that on 75. Just highlight this and paste frames. You'll see that it automatically creates that background disappears. Background 5, since keyframe there, and it moves it. So let's say, for example, now you want to zoom in. You want to zoom in onto this character. You'd have to scale everything here. Now, the easier way to do this, we can select all of the keyframes and make this into a movie clip. So we selected it all, we'll right click and we'll cut the frames. Now the frames are gone. We will now make a new movie clip. Symbol. This is a clip. Call this scene assets. And now we'll paste those frames. Right. Now we have a movie clip called scene assets. Go to our root, drag our scene assets to the stage. When we do that, you'll notice that the timeline has no layers. Now, let's go ahead and delete. Now I'll put the scene assets movie clip onto the stage. See that we can line this up. It'll be more or less the same what we originally had. But now that it's compressed into one layer, we can now create a motion tween. Classic tween, and we can have a zoom in over 2 seconds, hit F6, scale it, shift, enter on the keyboard. So that's it. That's the 3 things I wanted to show you: how to copy and paste frames, how to select a whole row of keyframes and modify the translation to those keyframes, and then finally, how we can create a movie clip, and then from that, create a zoom based on scale. So, that's all I got. Professor Pete, I'm out. Keep running.